Howdy folks, we are back. We're going to continue trying our new burger wheel. And I'm going to do a little demonstration. This is for Dort Ceramics. Who's asking about these. We're going to do a chopstick jar. Now I'm still getting used to the setup. It's a little bit taller than I'm used to. We're going to give this a go. I think I need to get a shorter table maybe with the new wheel. So while I'm at it, I'm going to do a tutorial on my shove. Hold your shove in your dominant hand. Tuck your elbow into your body. Push into the piece. Push your body into the piece, rocking the shove up and down. Your other hand is just pushing down from the top. You can use the curved part, if you have one of the newer ones, the curved part to scoop up water. And you're just pushing down, pushing in, pushing down, pushing in, kind of in a rhythm. So down, in, until you can do them both at the same time without feeling the wobble. You just want to rock it underneath the bottom to make sure that the very bottom of the piece gets centered as well. And then I usually like to use my hands at the very end just to feel out any other little lumps. I think I bruised my finger here. Now we're going to open up. I'm not going to open this one very wide. We knocked it a little off center, but we're going to bring it back. I don't like this tray that I'm resting my arms on. I may end up putting some cushions on it. Do that one reverse pull just to get everything back into center. And do a normal pull. We're just going to thin this out so that we have as much to play with up top. Because closed forms, we kind of spend a lot of this real estate up top during the closing. So we're going to make sure that we start pulling it in as we do our pulls. I'm at a little bit of an awkward height here, but now before you close it in, you really need to muck out the inside. If you leave a bunch of water in there, it's going to dry, it's going to crack, it's going to S-crack. My piece is dancing a bit. Slowly start closing up that form. Take off the top part that was kind of off center, kind of wobbly. And once we close it, we want to make sure we don't put a bunch of water in the middle. But slowly we're collaring in. You got to be careful as you collar in the top that the body is going to try to bow out, especially if you have thin spots, and I do have some thin spots. So I'm starting my shaping all the way down at the bottom. And it's going to bring up all the any defects that you have. It'll bring them all up to the top. So you'll see me cut off quite a few times on top with these forms. Now eventually, you're going to be able to close this form in. Once you trap that air bubble securely, once it's fully closed, and I'm gonna want about a whole inch here. Sorry, the washer's draining. I want about a whole inch here that's gonna be closed up. So this whole inch is now solid. And it's good because I can then push down and in. I'm digging my thumb in and I'm pushing down on top to make this little knob. Now that this whole thing is filled in, take a rib, preferably a flexi rib. I don't see any of my flexi ribs, so I'm going to use a solid rib. And we're just going to shape it. You got to be gentle, but you can actually get the shape to balloon back out because there's air trapped in here. You got to be careful at this point not to rip a hole in it. That's pretty good for this demonstration. I don't see my other tool here. That's fine. That's a little. Then take a chopstick or the back end of a paintbrush or the back end of your pin tool, whatever you want, and slow your wheel down. And you're just going to push in. You just got to make sure that you push in further than the thickness of this wall. So you push in your tool. What you're making is this little C shape. Once you push in, take your pin tool, poke a hole at like a 45-degree angle, and then you're going to let it go leather hard. Poke a couple of holes. Let it go leather hard, and then you're going to take your pin tool, and at that same angle, you're going to cut right at the bottom of the C. And that will cut the gallery and the lid at the same time.